The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 Try-Under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now. Football can be brutal. One season you're unstoppable, scoring goals and winning awards. The next season, you can't buy a goal. This season, some of the world's most brilliant players have fallen off a cliff. We're talking about goal droughts that defy belief, confidence crises, and performances that have shocked everyone. Today, we're looking at 7 brilliant players who've dramatically declined in 2025 to 26. Let's get into it. 7. Chris Wood, Nottingham Forest. Let's start with Chris Wood at Nottingham Forest. Last season, Wood was unstoppable. He scored 20 goals in the Premier League, making him one of the most lethal strikers in England. At 33 years old, he was proving age is just a number. He won Premier League Player of the Month in October 2024 and became Forest's all-time leading Premier League goalscorer. But this season, only 2 goals in 8 Premier League appearances. That's a massive drop-off for a player who was so clinical just months ago. So, what's gone wrong? Wood's shooting accuracy has fallen dramatically. This season, he's managing only 37.5% accuracy with just 6 shots on target from 16 attempts. Last season, he was far more clinical. Forest are also struggling as a team this season. The club has already sacked 2 managers, Nuno Espirito Santo and Ange Postecoglou, before appointing Sean in October. That kind of chaos affects everyone, especially strikers who rely on service and team structure. There's also an age factor. At 33, Wood needs to be mentally sharper to compensate for losing a step of pace. Right now, defenders are finding it easier to contain him because he's not getting that half yard of space he used to create. But here's the thing, Chris Wood is too experienced and too good to stay down for long. 20 goals last season don't just vanish. He extended his contract to 2027, which shows that Forest still believes in him. Once he gets a goal or 2 and Forest finds some stability, his form will return. 6. Anthony Gordon, Newcastle United. Next up is Anthony Gordon at Newcastle United. 2 seasons ago, Gordon scored 11 Premier League goals. Last season, he had 6. This season, 0 goals in 8 Premier League appearances. But it gets worse. Gordon is currently on a 19-game Premier League goal drought. That's almost half a season without finding the net. The stats are shocking. This season, Gordon has managed just 8 shots on target. Last season, he had 38. That's a massive drop in attacking output. His finishing has completely deserted him, and Newcastle fans are starting to lose patience. So what's happening? Gordon is playing in a slightly different role this season. He's being asked to create chances rather than finish them. That doesn't suit his game. Gordon is at his best when he's running at defenders and getting into goal-scoring positions. Right now, he's not getting the same opportunities. There's also a confidence issue. When you go 19 games without scoring, every chance feels like the weight of the world. Gordon is overthinking in front of goal. He's hesitating when he should be shooting and shooting when he should be passing. But let's not forget, Gordon is still only 24 years old. He's got plenty of time to turn this around. 2 seasons ago, he proved he can score goals at the highest level. He just needs a change in tactics or a run of luck to break this drought. Once that first goal goes in, the floodgates will open. 5. Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins at Aston Villa is having a nightmare season. Last year, Watkins was incredible. He scored 16 goals and provided 8 assists, giving him 24 goal contributions. He was one of the most consistent strikers in the Premier League and earned a spot in England's squad for the Euros. But this season, 1 goal in 15 appearances, 1 and 0 assists. For a striker of Watkins' quality, that's unacceptable. The stats tell the full story. Watkins has an expected goals figure of only 2.3 this season, meaning he's barely getting into dangerous positions. He's missed 4 big chances and his goal conversion rate is sitting at 6%. That's terrible for a top-level striker. Things got even worse when he missed a penalty against Bologna in the Champions League. The goalkeeper saved it, and you could see Watkins' confidence shatter. Since then, he's looked like a player who doesn't believe in himself anymore. Thomas Tuchel has noticed. Watkins was dropped from the England squad entirely, which is a huge blow for a player who was a regular just months ago. Reports also say Watkins isn't enjoying his football right now. Former Aston Villa scout Brian King said Watkins is going through a confidence crisis and it shows on the pitch. Villa are so concerned that they're looking to sign a new player in January to compete with Watkins. That's a clear sign they don't trust him to turn it around quickly. 4. Ibrahima Konate, Liverpool. Ibrahima Konate at Liverpool has been one of the club's worst players this season. That's a shocking statement for a defender who was rock solid last year. But it's true. Konate has performed well below his usual standards, and Liverpool fans are starting to worry. The mistakes have been costly. He was directly at fault for Harry Maguire's goal at Anfield, ball watching when he should have been marking. Against PSV Eindhoven, Konate had a disaster of a game, losing duels and looking completely off the pace. Joe Cole didn't hold back, saying Konate is not at it and has been space jammed, meaning all his ability has been taken away. So what's gone wrong? Injuries have been a huge problem. Konate has been dealing with constant quad issues, missing training sessions and matches. When you're not fully fit, your sharpness disappears, and that's exactly what's happened to him. There's also a contract situation weighing on his mind. Konate's current deal is running down, and there's been no sign of an extension. That kind of uncertainty affects players, especially when they're trying to perform at the highest level. But let's be clear, Konate is still a world-class defender when he's fit and focused. Last season, he was one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. 3. Mohamed Salah, Liverpool. Mohamed Salah at Liverpool is having his worst season in years. Last season, Salah scored 29 goals across all competitions. This season, just 3 goals. That's a massive drop for one of the world's best attackers. The stats are shocking. Salah has managed only 11 shots on target this season compared to 87 last year. His touches in the opposition box have dropped from 158 to just 34. His expected goals per 90 minutes has fallen from 0.63 to 0.32. His shots per 90 have dropped from 3.4 to 2.0. Even his dribbling has collapsed. Last season, Salah completed 3.5 dribbles per 90 at a 39% success rate. This season, only 1.6 dribbles per 90 with a 20% success rate. Liverpool have been struggling as a team, losing to Chelsea, PSV Eindhoven and Nottingham Forest recently. But Salah's decline has been the most alarming part of their struggles. So what's happening? At 33 years old, some people are wondering if age is finally catching up with Salah. His pace isn't what it used to be, and defenders are finding it easier to contain him. There's also been a tactical shift under Arne Slot. Liverpool are playing a more possession-based game, which doesn't suit Salah's counter-attacking style. 2. Rodrygo, Real Madrid. Rodrygo at Real Madrid is going through the worst period of his career. And we're not exaggerating. Rodrygo has gone 30 games without scoring a goal. That's the worst goal drought by any Real Madrid player in the club's 123-year history. Let that sink in. The stats are brutal. Rodrygo hasn't scored since March 4, 2025, when he netted against Atletico Madrid. That was 9 months ago. In all of 2025, he's scored just 1 La Liga goal, and that came in January. This season, he's played 11 La Liga games and scored 0 goals. He's only managed 312 minutes of playing time because Xabi Alonso has been benching him. Reports say Rodrygo doesn't fit Xabi's tactical system. He's been pushed out wide, away from goal-scoring positions, and it's completely killed his confidence. Rodrygo is unhappy with his role and reportedly wants to leave Real Madrid in January. So what's gone wrong? Rodrygo is being asked to do things he's not good at. He's a natural finisher who thrives in central areas. Right now, he's stuck on the wing trying to be a creator. That doesn't suit his strengths. There's also fierce competition for places. With players like Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham and Mbappe in the squad, Rodrygo is struggling to get consistent minutes. But here's the truth, Rodrygo is still only 24 years old. He's won Champions League titles with Real Madrid and scored crucial goals in those campaigns. This is a mental and tactical issue, not a talent issue. If he moves to a club that plays to his strengths, he'll be back to scoring regularly. 30 games without a goal is shocking, but it's not permanent. 1. Neymar, Santos. Finally, Neymar. Once the third best player in the world, Neymar has fallen further than anyone could have imagined. After leaving Al Hilal in January 2025, Neymar returned to Santos hoping to rediscover his magic. But it's been a disaster. At Santos this year, Neymar has scored just 4 goals in 17 league appearances with 0 assists. Santos are in the relegation zone fighting to stay in the top flight. Neymar's overall record in 2025 is 7 goals in 25 games. For a player of his talent, that's unacceptable. But the real problem is injuries. Neymar has been injured repeatedly in 2025. Thigh injuries, knee injuries, hamstring problems. In November 2025, he tore his meniscus, marking his 4th major injury of the year. He spent more time in the treatment room than on the pitch. Brazil manager Carlo Ancelotti has stopped selecting Neymar for the national team. That's a huge statement. Neymar's 2026 World Cup dream is in serious doubt. At 33 years old, many people are saying his career at the top level is over. So what's happened? Years of injuries have taken their toll. Neymar's body can't handle the demands of elite football anymore. His pace is gone, his explosiveness is gone, and he's lost the sharpness that made him special. But even now, flashes of brilliance remain. Neymar can still produce moments of magic. The question is whether his body will let him do it consistently. Right now, it looks like the decline is permanent. Neymar's time as a world-class player might be over. So there you have it. 7 brilliant players who've dramatically declined in 2025 to 26. Whether it's injuries, age, tactics or confidence, these players are all going through the toughest periods of their careers. Which player do you think will bounce back? And which one is finished for good? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.